Good afternoon, Cougar fans, and welcome to Concordia Stadium as we get set for Homecoming 2024. Your Concordia University Chicago Cougars football team playing host to the Regents of Rockford University. Peter Borkowski here on the Cougar Sports Network, bringing you all of today's exciting action. Once again, it's homecoming here in River Forest. Always an exciting time to be wearing maroon and gold. And for CUC football team, it's an exciting time for them. They're coming off their first conference win last week, a 31-27 victory over Eureka College at Eureka College. Coach Chase Hankins picking up his first conference win as head coach, and the big connection of the day was between a pair of sophomores, Colton Bosch at quarterback, finding Wes Jackson, tight end for the Cougars, twice in the end zone. That was really the difference maker for CUC, picking up first conference win of the year. They improved to 2-3 on the year, as well as 1-2 within conference play. But really, the part of the game that I want to focus on for today's match against Rockford is CUC's defense. And in the two weeks leading up to the Rockford match, the defense really did struggle, allowing over 60 points to Lakeland University last time CUC was here at home, and then allowing over 70 points in their game right before Rockford and a loss to Aurora. And for the first half of the Eureka game, it looked very, very similar for CUC's defense as they gave up 21 points, but the defense really pulled it together during the second half, something Coach Hankins talked to me during this week's Coaches Weekly. The CUC defense only allowing 6 points in the second half, all of which came in the fourth quarter. The defense really locking it down and allowing CUC to come away with that first conference win of the year. So defense is going to be a special part of today's game, and really it's going to be the secondary, in my opinion. The combination of Marvin Rushing, Isaac Young, Jonathan Unks, and Christopher Watson. Those last three, those are top 5 in the NAC in pass breakups, while Marvin Rushing is tied for 4th in solo tackle. So this is a talented secondary for CUC when they are healthy, and they're going to need it today with the team coming in to River Forest, who usually has liked to score points. However, that wasn't the case for Rockford last weekend. They hosted St. Norbert College in their own homecoming game, and they got throttled by the Green Knights 40-3. And Jalen Ray, who is a very talented quarterback for Rockford, we'll talk about him in a second. He threw for less than 100 yards as well as 2 interceptions. And defensively, Rockford just could not stop SNC in the red zone. The Green Knights scored on 5 of their 6 drives into the red zone. So Rockford's defense, they're going to need to really shape up here against the CUC offense that right now is 3rd in the conference in points per game, right? Stop SNC from scoring in last weekend's game. But I do want to take a second to talk about Jalen Ray, because while he might have had a bit of an off game last week against SNC, he's usually a very talented quarterback for the Rockford Regents. Last season, he was all-NAC second team, and in the 2 years before that, the senior, he was all-NAC honorable mention. So 2 honorable mentions and a second all-NAC team under Jalen Ray's name. He's thrown for over 10,000 yards in his career, over 80 touchdowns in his career. He's also rushed for a fair bit of TDs as well. Jalen Ray is a very talented quarterback for Rockford who's capable of running the score up on your squad if you do not stop him. So that's CUC secondary. Like I said, they're going to have to play a big part in today's game of stopping Jalen Ray and stopping this Rockford attack. But let's talk about some history between these two teams. CUC, they do lead the historical series against Rockford, 9 wins to the Region 6. However, Rockford got the better of CUC last in an absolute offensive shootout on Rockford's home turf. So the Cougars looking for a different result, hopefully keeping Rockford under 60 points today. This is a CUC defense that is rapidly looking for improvements as the season goes on. But as for keys to the game here, for me, it's all about getting to Jalen Ray at quarterback for Rockford. As we saw last week, when Ray is not on for this Rockford team, the offense as a whole suffers. He threw 2 interceptions, less than 100 yards. Young Unks and Christopher Watson are able to play sharp defense on the back end, while that first level and that second level of defensive linemen and linebackers are able to just constantly put pressure on Jalen Ray. CUC's defense could have a very good day here, keep Rockford relatively off the board, and come away with a win here in the 2024 homecoming game. CUC football wrapping up on the region today. We're going to have kickoff for you in just about 9 minutes or so, and then I will be bringing all the action to you on the Cougar Sports Network, so don't go anywhere just yet. Cougars and Regents taking each other on in the homecoming game. We'll be right back in just a minute. The national anthem has been played, and that means it's just about time for football here at Concordia Stadium on the beautiful campus of Concordia University, Chicago, as we get set for the 2024 homecoming game between your Concordia University Chicago Cougars and the visiting Regents of Rockford University. Peter Borkowski here on the Cougar Sports Network with you, bringing you all of today's exciting action as we see the teams pair sets of captains meeting on the Cougar head for the coin flip for CUC. It is quarterbacks Colton Bosch and Troy Prattley, and then defensive end Trevon Thomas meeting. Meanwhile, for Rockford, trying to get a read on the numbers, it is Jalen Ray, Joey Alvarez, number 12 as well. That is Curtis Jose. And then the final captain for Rockford was number 2. That is Daquan McIntosh. And McIntosh is going to be an interesting note today. He was not on the depth chart that we received from the Regents, but he is suited up. And last year, McIntosh was a 2023 second-team All-NAC member at wide receiver. So he is a true one receiver for this Rockford team, and if he is not playing today, as the depth chart insinuates, then it could be problems for the Rockford offense. Meanwhile, if he is playing today, that's going to be an adjustment for CUC, as they're going to have to deal with a top receiver in the conference. But we'll have to see what exactly the plan is for Daquan McIntosh. We won't have to wait too long. Rockford getting the ball first as they set up in the kickoff return formation. 2 players on that back line to receive. It is Timothy Beard as well as number 28. That is Jory Washington. Timothy Bearden and Jory Washington set to return the kick from Ryan Auer and the Cougars. If you've been watching some NFL football, it is not the NFL kickoff rules. We are still going by the traditional kickoff. Rule has not made its way to college football yet. The 2-minute warning has, but the kickoff rule hasn't, as here is the first kickoff of the day, and it is received by Washington. Washington trying to find some holes, and he's going to be brought down right past the 25-yard line. So a little bit of a plus return for Jory Washington, and he gets his offense started off on the 22-yard line, looking for the exact placement of it. So the Rockford offense trots out to the field. Jalen Ray ready to take his first possession. Big quarterback back there, 6'2", 235. He's a large quarterback, and he is a very good quarterback. As the first play of the day is going to be a pass out to the wing, and off for a first down and some more is the receiver, and taking it all the way to the house is Daquan McIntosh. Well, that answers that question. McIntosh is playing, and he's got Rockford on the board 20 seconds into the game on the first play of the game. Daquan McIntosh, second team All-NAC last year. Again, he was not on the depth chart that we received, and yet he comes out first play of the day, takes a pass, almost a lateral at the line of scrimmage, and he takes it to the house for the first score of the day. The point after is up, and it is good from Caden Finstead, and because of it, Rockford, they are on top of CUC 7-0. Ray to McIntosh, and then Finstead adding the extra point. As for Rockford's offense as a whole, in the past, this has been a high-flying offense. I mentioned in the pregame show, but they put up 61 points the last time these two teams met. That was last season. But this year, they have struggled a little bit, just 21 points per game. That is 7th best in the conference. They're going up against the CUC defense, however, who's allowing 49.2 points per game. That is the worst mark in the conference for points allowed per game to an opponent.
So for a Rockford offense who's maybe trying to find some momentum here as we really hit the heart of this conference schedule for every team involved, a game against the defense that allows the most points in the conference might just be what they need. It works for them 20 seconds into the game, so see what CUC's offense can answer. Chase Levi will return it for the Cougars. Levi trying to get around the corner, still on his feet, and he's going to be brought down right past the 20-yard line. So not a great return for Chase Levi, and CUC's offense, they're going to have some work to do now. Well, I talked about the CUC defense. Let's talk about that offense a little bit so far this year. CUC scoring 29.8 points per game. That is third most in the conference, behind only Aurora and Lakeland. So this is a CUC offense who we have seen some drastic improvements from. This is a team who scored just about the least amount of points in the conference last season, and now first year under head coach Chase Hankins, who was the OC for the past 2 years, mind you. He has taken over as head coach, and while the defense is trying to figure things out, he's got this offense absolutely humming, as we're going to have to wait for a clock reset here. Something going on with the play clock. Gets reset to 25, so now CUC gets set for their first drive of the day. Colton Bosch under center for CUC as he puts a man in motion. That is Wes Jackson, but it's going to be a handoff to Joran Brown, and Brown finds a few holes, tumbles forward. Decent gain there for Joran Brown on his first rush of the day, and Joran Brown right now is second in the conference in rush yards with 415 total rushing yards. Joran Brown, who was fantastic last year as a freshman, was the NAC honorable mention. He's really looking to shoot up the boards in terms of respect for a running back, as he's going to get that ball once more, and Brown able to push his head for about a yard or so, not too much. Give him just over 2. So third down coming up here for CUC. We have not seen them pass the ball yet through their first 2 plays. Wes Jackson off onto the field now is Manuel Mendoza, wide receiver for the Cougars. As Bosch has got Brown to his left. And that's going to be offsides from the defense. Free play here for CUC, and it's off the hands of Devin Bledsoe. But a free play for CUC. This will likely result in a first down, assuming it was the Regents who jumped first. Offsides called on the defense, as it was number 36, Will Havens, committing the no-no. Will Havens right now is 5th in the conference in sacks at 1.5, but getting a little too jumpy on that play. CUC gets a fresh set of downs, and it's going to be a QB keeper for Colton Bosch. Colton Bosch with some room to run takes a big hit, but a big gain for the sophomore quarterback. He's up and about on his feet. Good sign to see after your quarterback takes a big knock like that. But Colton Bosch, good rush there as he makes it 2nd and short for the CUC offense. And coming into the season, Colton Bosch was not really a major runner. He has negative 10 net yards on the season, but that is due to all the sacks that he'll take and tackles for loss throughout the season. But when it is an intended run for Colton Bosch, he's done a really good job. We saw that against that Lakeland squad 3 weeks ago now, of just being able to find some space and tumble forward. He's not extraordinarily fast, but he's a big quarterback. He can tumble forward for some of those extra yards. As tumbling forward now for a first down is going to be Joran Brown. And CUC slowly moving down the field. This is what this offense does. Not a ton of big plays this offense puts up throughout the season, but in terms of just keeping a hold of the ball, they are currently They are currently 1st in the conference at time of possession in 32 minutes and 28 seconds per game. So they're holding on to this ball for well over half the game. Here's a deep shot downfield, and it's going to be no good. Jace Levi, the intended receiver, he was all draped over by Wendell Harris. So for the first time today, the Cougars try a shot downfield, and Jace Levi, the number one receiver for the Cougars, not able to reel it in. Levi on the season, 5th in total receptions in the conference, 2nd in total receiving yards at 341, and 1st in touchdowns with 6. He has not only really solidified himself as the number one receiver on this squad, but as one of the top receivers in the conference as a whole. As Bosch, he looks for Wes Jackson. Jackson now trying to get some yard after contact, bounces off a defender, and now is brought down after the first down. That's some grown man football from Wes Jackson, taking a big hit from Napoleon Williams. And yet, Williams bouncing off Jackson like a brick wall. And because of it, CUC's got themselves a first down. Wes Jackson was the receiver of both touchdowns last game against Eureka. Both passing touchdowns from Colton Bosch. I should mention Jordan Brown and Bubba Henson both had a rushing touchdown as well. So Wes Jackson, who might start getting his name called a little bit more after that game against Eureka, gets a big play for a big first down. And CUC now set up on the Eureka 40. Hand off to Joran Brown. Brown finds a few holes, and Joran Brown still on his feet. He's headed to the far sideline. Brown, he's trying to get there, and he's finally brought down within the 10-yard line. Joran Brown, huge rush, and he's got CUC well inside the red zone. Big rush there from Joran Brown, who, as I mentioned, has been shooting up the leaderboards as a rusher this season. Coach Hankins mentioned it at the top of the year how Brown felt a little cheated out of Freshman of the Year last year, a little bit of a chip on his shoulder regarding that. The Freshman of the Year is actually on the Aurora side. We talk about him in a second, as Bosch is going to keep it himself, and Bosch is going to tumble forward. Is it enough? Waiting for the official call from the referee. And it is just short. It is within a few inches of the goal line. Colton Bosch with the... Excuse me, that's not Bosch. That is Troy Prattley out there for CUC now. Troy Prattley, the senior, who is really a rushing weapon for CUC. He takes the snap, and Joran Brown takes the handoff, and that's going to be a touchdown for the Cougars. Joran Brown finding his way into the end zone, and because of it, CUC gets on the board with 6 points. They'll have a chance to tie it up with the PAT here. Sometimes simplicity is best. You are within the 1-yard line. All you got to do is hand it off to your top running back, and with a running back in Joran Brown, who is just a strong rusher, he's going to have no problem picking up that 1 yard. And because of it, CUC has a chance to tie the game now. Ryan Auer out there for the PAT. Kick is up, and it is good. Tied ball game 7-7. As we see the replay on your screen now. Again, like I said, sometimes simplicity is the best play. Troy Prattley takes the snap, hands it off to Brown, a high school teammate of Troy Prattley as well. Both Brown and Prattley, alma mater is St. Joseph High School in St. Joseph, Michigan. So these are two players who Brown has taken a lot of snaps from Troy Prattley, a lot of handoffs from Troy Prattley, I should say, between their high school career and now their second season together in the maroon and gold. This one results in a touchdown and results in a tied up ball game, as kind of thought this going into this match. This could be an absolute offensive showcase between these two teams. Again, 61-41 was the score of last year's game between these two squads. Rockford pulling out the win. And since then, CUC's offense has only gotten better. Like I said, now third in the conference in points per game. This is a team who really did struggle to score last season. So we'll see what they can put up here against Rockford today. And that ball is going to take a few bounces into the end zone. Some miscommunication there between Jory Washington and Timothy Bearden. Neither of them looked like really called it out who was going to take it. And because of it, ball takes a few bounces past the goal line. CUC gets a touchback, and Rockford We'll have 75 yards to go for another touchdown as they set up on their own 25. So see how this CUC defense responds. This is going to be interesting. One play, one touchdown for Rockford so far in this game, and it was not a shot downfield either. It was essentially a lateral out to the wing for Daquan McIntosh. So we'll see what Rockford cooks up on this offensive possession, and it's going to be a handoff for not a ton of yardage. Handoff to William Key, who was listed as a wide receiver on the roster. So far this year, William Key only 52 rushing yards as empty set, and Ray, his throw to McIntosh is dropped out of his hand, so that'll bring up a quick third down for the Rockford offense. Rockford under the helm of third-year head coach Calvin Tolliver, 5-19, 1-17 in his 3 years. That one conference win, though, was against the Cougars last season. He's hoping to make it 2 for 2 against the Cougars within the last 2 years. As Ray, he's got a running back to his right who moves out. Ray now, this is going to be a huge shot downfield, and it is over the hands of Kyrie Jackson. So 3 and out, and that is a great sign from CUC's defense after one play for a touchdown on the first Rockford drive. CUC's defense comes up with a 3 and out, and they're going to give that ball right back to an offense that scored on their first drive as well. Booba Henson will be back for the punt return. The punt from Caden Finstead. Good air time. Henson's going to try and play it. Avoids one tackler, and he's still on his feet. Booba Henson turning nothing into something, and finally he falls down at CUC's 41-yard line. Booba Henson was almost tackled the second he received that ball. It was good hang time from Caden Finstead, who last season, Finstead was a 2023 NAC honorable mention as the punter. So good hang time on the punt, but Henson able to avoid the initial tackler, able to get a decent return as the offense now for the Cougars set up on their own 46-yard line. And there's a flag, and this is likely going to go on the Cougars. It is. Daniel Banks drawing the flag for CUC. Banks, a freshman out of Chicago, 6'3", 355. The biggest offensive lineman that this Cougar squad has. And it's a pre-snap penalty is going to set Cougars back 5 yards. Here comes Colton Bosch now. Evades a couple pressures. Flag down. Bosch down to Jace Levi. Throws just too low. But we will see what this flag is. And another offensive penalty. Holding called on the Cougars. And so they're going to get pushed back 10 yards now. As CUC going the wrong way here. It will still be first down, so they haven't hurt themselves in that regard. And they got a distance to go here. Again, luckily, it's only first down, so CUC has a couple plays where they could try and break up this nasty situation they've put themselves in. It's going to be a handoff. Here comes Henry Jones, and Henry Jones, he's going to get CUC back to the original line of scrimmage, and the ball's loose. Rockford thinks they have it. Did it roll out? It didn't. Rockford forcing a fumble and recovering it, and that'll do it for the CUC drive. Henry Jones put in motion, took the handoff. It was a great run. He got his team back past the original line of scrimmage, but on his way down, coughs up the ball. Rockford recovers, and now they have the ball back as both defenses coming up huge on the second drives they were out there. CUC forced a 3 and out, and now Rockford a forced fumble and a fumble recovery as it is first and 10 on their own 45-yard line. 2 running backs in the backfield for Jalen Ray. And Ray's going to fake a handoff. He's going to take it himself. Jalen Ray able to muscle his way up for about a 5-yard gain. And Jalen Ray, not an explicitly fast quarterback in terms of foot speed, but like I mentioned earlier, he's a big quarterback, 6'2", 235. He's able to just push his way through those tacklers as he lines up now in an empty set. 4 receivers to his right, 1 to his left, and he's looking to the right as it is received. And now a couple juke moves for a first down, and a pile of Bonnies it's going to take to finally push out the receiver. That was William Key. Nice little scheme there from Rockford's offensive coordinator. Key was basically in line with 2 other players. He was the last one in the line, so those other 2 essentially acted as a blocking pair for Key, and because of it, he's able to get the first down and some more. First and 10 now on the CUC 38. Ray's got 2 guys in his backfield. William Key's going to move out to the wing, and it will be a handoff and a good rush there from Jack Carey, the senior out of Fithian, Illinois. Carey is 7th in the NAC right now in rushing yards at 293. He's tied for 3rd in touchdowns with 4. So Jack Carey, even though we have not called his name yet today, he's a good running back in that backfield to complement Jalen Ray and his arm. He's the only running back in the backfield right now, set up to the left of Ray. Receiver to his right, 3 to his left. Now man goes in motion as Ray's going to be looking downfield and instead he finds a man across the middle for a first down and still on his feet and getting as much yardage as possible was the receiver. Number 81, that is Sheldon Barnes, freshman out of Fort Worth, Texas. Sheldon Barnes gets his team into the red zone. Couple players jump. That's going to be a flag. Free play here for Rockford, and a touchdown for Rockford. Jason Dean on the reception. And Rockford taking use of the free play. CUC was offsides. That penalty is going to be declined for the Regent score. And they are back on top now, 13-7. As Caden Finstead will get set up for his second PAT attempt of the day. Kick is up and good for Finstead, and we have ourselves a show here so far in River Forest. 6:31 left to go here in the first quarter, and Rockford on top of CUC 14-7 as a CUC turnover leads to a Rockford touchdown. So CUC's offense, they're going to need another response here. As Finstead and his kicking team get set for the kickoff. Out for CUC is Randall Bills, Jace Levi, and Henry Jones. There, that last line on the kick return. Jace Levi is listed as the primary kick returner for CUC. As Finstead's kick is going to find its way to Levi. Levi, see what he can do with it here. Jace Levi avoids a few tacklers and is now brought down. Great play there by the Rockford special teams, bringing Levi down within the 20-yard line. As CUC, they're going to have a distance to go here if they want to try and tie this game up on the next drive after Rockford takes the lead. Less than 6.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter of play. Rockford doubling up CUC right now, 14-7. CUC's offense, 1 for 2 today. A touchdown on their first drive, and then a Henry Jones fumble on their second. As first play of this drive will be a handoff. Brown brought down primarily by Joey Alvarez. And I mentioned that Brown with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder about not being the freshman of the year last year in the NAC. Well, that freshman of the year was the man who just brought him down, Joey Alvarez, a sophomore out of Rockford. So far this season has been performing well once again. He's first in solo tackles in the conference with 32, first in total tackles with 58, and he's tied for first in forced fumbles with 2. As he gets the tackle there. Now Colton Bosch, he uncorks one downfield for Henry Jones, and Jones in and out of his arms as he was falling out of bounds. Great ball there by Colton Bosch, and Henry Jones just unable to reel it in. He was a good couple steps ahead of his defender. That was Latarius Mackey. So CUC now 3rd and 8. Likely are going to go through the air here. As the offense putting all kinds of men in motion, trying to throw off this Rockford defense. 5 seconds to go on the play clock. They got to get off the snap. There it is. Empty set for Colton Bosch. And Bosch, he's looking, and he's just going to have to carry it himself. He's brought down. Good pursuit there out of Damian Casimir. He was the man who got really in the backfield, forced Bosch up, and then just tracked him down. And that's going to bring up 4th and 4 on CUC's 24. And they're going to have to punt this one away. Dennis Vanderplow will get set to punt for the Cougars. He's averaging 32.4 yards per punt so far this season on 24. His first one of the day here is a pretty decent one and a fair catch by the returner, Timothy Bearden. It is on Rockford's side of the field. As Rockford's starting field position will be their own 48-yard line, as they have a chance to go up by 2 scores here against the CUC defense, who so far today has allowed 2 scores, have had a 3 and out, but still trying to really find some consistency against a Rockford offense who is looking to make up for some lost points in their 40-3 loss to St. Norbert. And here's a big throw, and all tied up. That's going to be a flag, however. Chase Hankins now pleading with the referee. Intended target was Sheldon Barnes. As now the referees are going to have a talk really quick. Excuse me, it's just going to be a handoff on the ball. And so the flag will stand. Passer interference on the defense for CUC. And that's going to gift Rockford a first down and some more. So 1st and 10 now on CUC's 37. Not helping themselves out here with the penalty. See what they can do here. Ball set up on the right hash. As now referee comes out waving his arms. It's going to be a timeout. And it will be on CUC's behalf. So the Cougars calling a timeout here, trying to get their defense under control as Rockford once again quickly moving down the field. We'll see what CUC can talk over here during the timeout, and then when we come back, Rockford 1st and 10 on the CUC 37. They're on top of the Cougars 14-7. Don't go anywhere just yet. You're watching the Cougars Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network. Timeout over for CUC. Defensive coordinator for the Cougars, Bo Flowers, talking things over with his squad, as they really do need to stop here with how flying these offenses can be. Going down by 2 to Rockford just is not going to cut it. As here's a rush from Carey. He's able to twist his way forward, cuts the distance to a first down in half. And you see the Rockford team receiving the call in from the sideline. Carey directly behind Ray. 3 receivers to his right. No one out to the left right now, as it'll be a pass out to the right. And a big rush here, and still on his feet, and now just being brought down is Kyrie Jackson. Good couple shifty moves from number 5 in white, and because of it, he's got his team well into the red zone, where so far today, Rockford, they have not been yet. Either of their touchdowns coming from the red zone. So we'll see what they can cook up here for their first trip within the 20, and it's a little flip to Carey. Carey tries to barrel his way. CUC, they think they have a turnover here. We're going to see what the referees call as they peel the bodies off the pile, and it is going to be no fumble. CUC's defense was for certain that they forced a turnover there. That would have been a huge momentum shift. Referees, they clean up the pile. Rockford still in control of the ball, now on the CUC 6. 2 running backs in the backfield with Jalen Ray. Five seconds to go on the play clock. Jalen Ray trying to put a man in motion last second here. Takes the snap, and he's going to hold it himself, and he is all wrapped up and brought down. Excellent read there from Avery Hearn on the Cougars. Hearn listed as a defensive end, able to just sniff out that handoff and rush by Ray. Loss of 2 on the play. It is 3rd down and 8. This will be a big stop for CUC. 4 receivers in play for Rockford. And Jalen Ray is going to look for one of them. Goes into the end zone and just misses a wide over Daquan McIntosh. As Jalen Ray is going to be kicking himself over that one. McIntosh wide open in the end zone. And Ray just unable to find him. That throw was a good couple yards out of reach for McIntosh, the senior out of Broward County, Florida. As Finistad will now get set for the field goal attempt, trying to put his team up by 10. Kick is up, and it is good for Finistad. So red zone stop for CUC, but Finistad able to get 3 points up on the board for his Rockford Regents. They take a 17-7 lead over the Cougars. So big drive now coming up here for CUC. First drive of the day was a beautiful example of what this CUC offense can do. They wasted some good time off the board and just chunk play by chunk play worked their way to the end zone. Since then, however, it's been a fumble and a drive that really went nowhere for CUC. So they have a chance here to make some noise and get back within one score with a field goal or a touchdown. Jace Levi, Henry Jones, and Randall Bills back line for the Cougars. Kick is up, and Henry Jones is just going to let this one bounce, and now it's into the end zone. It's a decent bounce from Caden Finistad. It took a bounce or two to find its way into the end zone, but it eventually does. So CUC's offense, they'll set themselves up on the 25-yard line. See what they can do here on their fourth drive of the day. 73 total yards from CUC's offense so far. 12 of them passing, 61 of them rushing. CUC has not gotten the passing attack going just yet. So far this year, they are ranked 4th in the conference in passing yards per game at 227. As they're going to let Joran Brown take it here, and Brown able to make his way up the field for a gain of 8. As it's going to be 2nd and short here for CUC to see if they go downfield now. Knowing that they're only 2 yards away from a first down. Maybe they take a shot downfield, knowing that they're a good rush away from getting that first down. They still have 2 drives to do it. Instead, they're going to let Joran Brown handle it. And Brown, he'll fall forward for the first down. So again, this is what the CUC does. The CUC offense does. Just play by play, pick up decent yardage after decent yardage, and just slowly work their way downfield. Keep your opponent off the field, especially with the CUC defense, who's played a lot so far in this first half. 1:20 left to go on the game clock here in the first half. CUC still has a couple plays left likely before we hit that break. And Colton Bosch, he's looking for Devin Bledsoe. Bledsoe, he's tied up, and no flag. CUC clamoring for one. Timothy Bearden getting a little handsy with Devin Bledsoe. No call from the referees, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. CUC on their own 37. 1:07 left to go in the first quarter. Colton Bosch will drop back. He's got to evade some pressure, and he's looking, and Joran Brown unable to make the catch. He was out of bounds anyways, as he took out a Rockford player on the sideline when he fell out. On the sideline, that is Nathaniel Hoyt, tight end, who Brown ran into the legs of. That's just an unfortunate break for Hoyt. So 1:01 left to go now. CUC 3rd and 10. 2 incomplete passes to start this set of downs. They need 10 yards here. Look to do it through the air as Bosch lets this one fly, and it is broken up. No flag on the play. That was a beautiful breakup on the part of Wendell Harris. Bosch, I think, allowing a little too much airtime on that pass. That was a high arcing pass, and that allowed Wendell Harris enough time to get over, jump up, and knock that pass down. So it'll bring up 4th and 10 with 55 seconds left, and the Cougars bring out the punt unit once more. Vanderplow takes a snap, and this punt is going to take a couple bounces as it stays in bounds. Impressive bounce on the punt as that ball rolls right to the 20-yard line. So fantastic job there from Dennis Vanderplow. It didn't look like it had a ton of distance on it, but some good bounces. And that lands it on the 20-yard line, so not too shabby from Dennis Vanderplow. As Rockford's offense once more will run out to the field. They've had a lot of opportunities so far in this first quarter. So far today, 105 total yards and 109 passing yards, and then -4 rushing yards. As here's a swing out and a wrap up by the Cougars defense. Doing his best to stay up on his feet was Curtis Jose, the 5'11", 225 senior tight end, who's an all-NAC honorable mention last year. He's eventually brought down, but it did take a while and a lot of yellow jerseys to do so. Gain of 5 for Jose as Rockford will have to get off at least one more play here. Less than 30 seconds to go on the game clock. Play clock reads 15. And in motion in McIntosh. Ray will hold on. And once again, he's looking for Jose. And Jose barely steps out of bounds. As once, I think I said, Curtis Jose, he's a big tight end. He's able to brush off some of those tacklers. And with less than 10 seconds to go, 5 seconds reads the clock. I believe that Rockford is just going to let this one run out, and they do. So a successful first quarter from Rockford. Not only do they put 17 points up on the board, a defense that is allowing the third most points in the NAC keeps a CUC offense, which is scoring the third most points in the NAC, to just 7. And because of it, it is 17-7 as we head into the second quarter. So we'll see what these coaches cook up during the short break. And then we come back from break, we'll have second quarter action for you. Cougars trailing the Regents by 10. We'll be back here on the Cougar Sports Network in just a second. Second quarter about to get underway here for the Cougars and the Regents, a 2024 homecoming game for CUC. So far, however, it has been the purple and white show as the Regents up 17-7 on the Cougars. A pair of passing touchdowns from Jalen Ray to Barnes and McIntosh. And so far, CUC's offense has really struggled here, as here is McIntosh, spins around the tackler for CUC. That was Josh Smith. And it's going to bring up second down and 1 for the Rockford offense. CUC, as there's a rush by Ray. He's brought down for a gain of nothing. So it'll bring up third and short. But CUC, in terms of homecoming games, they've not had a ton of success as of late. Their last homecoming win was on October 8th, 2022. That was a 37-13 win over this Rockford squad. Before that, they had not won a homecoming game since 2013, which was also a win over Rockford. As here's a handoff to Carey. Carey, he's going to be brought down. Is it enough for a first down? I don't know. It is close. It is on the yard marker. And they're going to say no. He was just short. Making sure this is for sure. As the referees, they're going to bring out the yard markers to see where exactly this football is. It is close. As you can see, the marker is getting closer and closer. It is just short by a couple of inches. So fourth down here for Rockford. And now it's decision time for Coach Tolliver and his Regents. Coach Tolliver spent the last 2 seasons on Rockford as the OC before he began his tenure as head coach back in December of 2021. And it's decision time for him, as it looks like they'll keep the offense out. It is 4th and inches on their own 48-yard line, 48-49, right in between the 2 yard markers. So CUC, they're going to have to likely stack the box here, as they got almost everybody upfield. They know they just need to stop that rush. As there's a trick play by Rockford, and they get the first down. Little trickery there from the Regents. Jalen Ray looking out of bounds as if he was trying to get the sign, and meanwhile, they snap the ball. They get the rush off for the first down as it is 1st and 10. So Coach Tolliver unconventionally gets the first down, and because of it, it is now 1st and 10 on the CUC side of the field. Here's a flip here to Carey. Carey able to sidestep one man in the backfield. He's brought down right at the line of scrimmage. That was good penetration out of Austin Jackson, able to get in that backfield quickly. Not able to bring down Carey as it is now 2nd and 10. But again, good job by Jackson just to cause chaos back there. Carey had to slow down to get away from him, and then he's brought down right at the line. CUC's defense looking a little sharper so far in this drive, not allowing as many big plays out of the Regents. Not many big plays just yet. So you're seeing the Regents are very capable of them. Jalen Ray now steps back, and he's going to try and find a man downfield, and he's got a man in Jose downfield, and Jose brought down by the legs within the 5-yard line. Curtis Jose, who we've only seen used as really a player on the wing, just trying to get some yards after contact. He goes downfield. He gets a big gain there. And for the second time today, Rockford inside the CUC red zone. They are 1 for 1 thanks to a field goal from Finnestead. So CUC, they did a good job last time keeping them out of the end zone. See what they can do here. Flags fly. As Ray, he'll find a man in Jose for the touchdown. Will it stand, however? That's the question. It looked like a pre-snap penalty. They let them play on. So you think this is going to go on the CUC defense, but we'll have to check to make sure. And it is on Rockford, in fact. So kind of odd they let that play go on if it was a pre-snap penalty. So that'll back up the Regents to the 9-yard line. CUC's defense given a second chance here. See what they can do this time. Curtis Jose would have had that touchdown if it was a clean play. It was not. Rockford. And they have to try and find the end zone once more. Handoff here to Carey. Carey trying to turn the corner. He runs into a sea of yellow jerseys. Trayvon Thomas, the man who finally brought him down. As it'll now be 2nd down for the Regents. Jay Carey in the backfield once again with Jalen Ray. As Ray, he's looking. He's going to try and escape the pocket. Jalen Ray's going to keep it himself. And Jalen Ray, great tackle there. Able to keep Ray out of the end zone. That was made by Thomas once again. Excellent tackle. He grabbed Ray by the shoulder and able to spin him away from the end zone. If Thomas had fallen on his back, he might have just pushed Ray in the end zone himself. So 3rd down now for Rockford. They're within the 5-yard line. Jalen Ray, he has 14 rushing touchdowns in his career as a Regent. Almost had 15 there if not for Trayvon Thomas. See what they get here. Only one receiver out. That is McIntosh. He looks for McIntosh, and just a missed throw there. And that's going to bring up 4th down. So CUC, they catch a huge break on the Rockford penalty to bring the touchdown back. And now they're able to force a 4th down, but they're not done just yet. Jalen Ray stays out on the field with this Rockford offense. They're trying to punch this one in and make this game even more out of hand in Rockford's favor right now. Ray is going to roll out. He's looking. He floats one, and it is picked off. What a snag from CUC. Oh, my goodness. One-handed grab for the interception. Jonathan Ungst. He just OBJ'd that interception. And CUC, they go from allowing a touchdown to getting an interception in the same red zone drive by Rockford. What a turn of events. And that is a huge momentum shift for the defense. Rockford was basically guaranteed 3 points on that possession because of how close they were to the field goal. And instead, they go for it on 4th down, and Jonathan Ungst getting up there with one hand and reels it in. That is an impressive grab by a defensive player. Jonathan Ungst showing he could be part of that all-hands team. He gets the ball to his offense. Colton Bosch now. He looks downfield and just out of the hands of the receiver. That is Henry Jones Jr. That's a second huge drop from Jones. That would have been a big gain, and Jones had room to run. Henry Jones being a record breaker on the indoor track and field team here at CUC. If he reeled that in, he probably would have been off to the races and made a house call. Instead, it'll be 2nd and 10. CUC on their own 1-yard line. They have to be careful here. Colton Bosch was heavily pressured that last play. They cannot allow a safety here. As Bosch, it's going to be a handoff, and Joran Brown, he's pushed back into the end zone, but the forward progression stopped as he's able to give his offense a little bit of breathing room. It'll be 3rd down and 10. We'll see where they rule it. They're saying it's still on the 1-yard line, so not much on that rush of anything from Joran Brown. CUC, they have to get 10 yards on this play here. They have to find some distance, too. If they end up having to punt this ball, Dennis Vanderpyle is going to essentially have no room to punt. As here is the play. Bosch, he's looking. Plenty of time in the pocket. Now he has to roll out. Colton Bosch still looking. He's going to throw, and that ball is dropped by the receiver. Bosch put that right into the chest of Wes Jackson. And Jackson unable to hold on to it. And that's going to bring out the punt unit. And again, as I alluded to, Dennis Vanderpyle really has no room to punt here, as he's basically going to be on the out-of-bounds line in the end zone. You can see his foot right now is on that out-of-bounds line as he makes the snag. Here's the kick. It's a high kick. Plenty of hang time. As here's Bearden. Bearden's going to go the wrong way, and he's brought down. That is a misplay by Bearden. That is the last thing you want to do. If Bearden had just stood still, called fair catch, it would have been great field positioning for his squad. It's still good field positioning for Rockford, but because he tried to make something out of it, he gets brought down for a loss, essentially. And now, instead of being within the 40-yard line, his offense is going to have to set up on the CUC 43, excuse me. Again, good field positioning for Rockford. It's not as if it's an issue, but Bearden just took a couple of yards away from where his offense should have been setting up. 8:51 left to go here in the first half. Rockford on top of CUC by 10. They got the ball back. Jack Carey now with room to run. Turns the corner. Carey up the sideline, and Carey. What a rush there from the senior running back. And within a blink of an eye, Rockford back within the CUC red zone. 1 for 2 today. They haven't scored a touchdown yet from within the 20. As now we get a timeout. It'll be on Rockford's behalf. So they're going to talk things over to CUC's defense. They got to come up big here once more We'll see if they can do it when we're back here on the Cougar Sports Network in just a second. Timeout over here in River Forest. First and goal for Rockford from the CUC 9. Trying to add on to their 17-7 lead here. Peter Borkowski with you on the Cougar Sports Network, bringing you this 2024 homecoming match. As here's a flag on the snap, and it's on Rockford. So for a second straight trip to the red zone, we see Rockford shoot themselves in the foot. They had a touchdown on their last red zone drive that was brought back due to penalty. And now this trip is going to be backed up 5 yards. Ray, little fake handoff. Now he flips it to Jose, and Jose, good run there on the yards after catch. Will get himself within the 5-yard line now. Jose caught that touchdown that was called back due to a penalty last trip to the red zone for Rockford. So maybe trying to get that marker back. Handoff to Carey. Carey, no good. CUC's rush defense has been really strong so far today, as Jack Carey, who's one of the better running backs in this conference, he's not been able to really get much going right now, especially in the red zone. 3rd down and goal on the CUC 5. CUC getting some late substitutions in here. Some more pressure up front as they are stacking that box. Only one man back for CUC. That is the one on McIntosh, the left-hand side of Ray. Ray now, he'll hand it off to Carey, and Carey stretches out for the touchdown. Excuse me, we have not seen a signal yet. I think they're going to say he was short. They are. Jack Carey was right there. I thought he stretched over the end zone line, the goal line, but they didn't. The refs say he was just short. So on the 1, it is 4th down. Rockford going for it once again. As Rockford bringing in some extra pressure right behind the center. I think we know what the play is here. Hand off to Carey. Carey jumps over the top. Did he get it? He did. Jack Carey just took him an extra try, but he finally finds the end zone. And because of it, Rockford's going to go up 23-7 here. And Finistad will come out for the extra point. Kick is up from Caden Finistad, and it is good. So 24-7 lead now for the Regents. As this offense able to make up for a bad red zone trip last drive that resulted in an interception in the end zone. This time they're able to force a 3 and out on defense, and then they get themselves back in the red zone and into the end zone this time. 6:47 left to go here in the first half of play. Cougars down 24-7, and this may be the most important offensive drive so far for CUC. With the Ray Rockford's offense has been scoring, the Cougars really need some points here to keep this one within reach, especially with that halftime break coming up shortly. Henry Jones Jr., Chase Levi, and Randall Bills back to receive the kickoff for the Cougars. It's mostly been Levi so far today. We'll see who Finisted kicks towards this time. Kick from Finisted is up, and Levi will make a fair catch. So CUC's offense now, so far today, 85 total yards, 12 passing yards. That's really been the big number, because rushing-wise, CUC's doing fine with 73 so far. But passing-wise, CUC, Colton Bosch, he's 1 for 8 so far today. And this is a Colton Bosch who is second in passing yards in the conference right now at 11.27, second in TDs, and second in efficiency. So he's having a very successful year as a sophomore. But today, combination of Rockford's strong defense and just some crucial drops from his receivers has led to a not-so-great day. But Jace Levi, he's having a great day. He's having a great play here. Jace Levi, he's at the 10, the 5, the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars! Jace Levi, what a play on a handoff. He takes it 75 yards to the house, and that is exactly what the doctor ordered for CUC. Coach Hankins has said it before. Sometimes you just got to let your playmakers be playmakers. They let Levi be a playmaker there, and man, what a play did he make. Takes it 75 yards to the end zone, and CUC has a chance to get back within 10 here. Kick is up from Auer, and kick is good. As you can see the replay on your screen, Jace Levi getting the handoff from Bosch and just using his speed, turns the corner, gets a little help from behind with the blocker, but that is all Jace Levi needed to take it to the house and get his team back within 10 after the PAT from Ryan Auer. So CUC, after things were looking pretty dour after that last Rockford touchdown, they're back within 10, but now it's on the defense. This is a defense who has really struggled so far today. As Rockford has scored on most of their drives. They're going to need, but the CUC defense, they're going to need a stop here. If CUC can make this a one-possession game going into halftime, that's going to be some great work after they were down 24-7 at one point. Kickoff here from Auer. And it's going to be returned here by Key. Key spins around. He's still on his feet somehow. And now William Key finally falls down. William Key able to spin around a couple tacklers. And that's a good field position for Rockford to start this drive. And they'll set up on their own 38-yard line. Jalen Ray so far today, 182 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. Has thrown a pick as well, but what a turnaround from last week's game where he threw less than 100 yards and a pair of interceptions as Jack Carey scored that last Rockford touchdown. He cuts this distance to first and half with that rush. As the clock's still ticking, we're about to hit the 6-minute mark. Ray, he's going to keep it. And a big play there from the CUC defender. That is Onyx. He had the interception. It was a short pass out to Joshua Morris, a tight end. And Jonathan Unks picks it up, able to stop Morris with just a few yards of gainage. as it is now 3rd down and 3 for Rockford. A stop here would be huge for CUC. Jalen Ray sets up, but Jack Carey to his right. 3 receivers out to his right and 1 to his left. Ray dropping back, and he's going to find a man across the middle in McIntosh. And McIntosh able to keep going after breaking an initial tackle from Christopher Watson. And that's a huge first down for Rockford. Daquan McIntosh being a safety blanket for Jalen Ray. Finds him across the middle. And that brings up 1st and 10 on the CUC 30. Ray, snap and hand off to Carey. Carey turning the corner, and he's going to take a defender with him out of bounds. Tackle there from Gino Musso. Jack Carey, good strong rush. And a hold on the offense, however, will bring the play back. Did not even see the flag as it was right in front of the CUC bench. And so a big rush from Jack Carey is erased by the holding call. And that'll bring up 1st down and 20 now for Rockford. Actually rolled a 1st down and 19. As a flip here from Ray to Key. Key now not able to find that distance horizontally. Good at tracking and good tackle from number 14 in goal. That is Marvin Rushing. Rushing, I mentioned in the pregame show, tied for 4th in the conference right now in solo tackles with 24. He makes one there. And it'll be 2nd down and 14. Key sent out. Ray looking, and he's going to find Key, who is wide open. No one picked him up, and after getting the 1st down, Key is tackled by Jordan Lacey, but Key sent out to the wing before the snap, and no Cougar defender picked him up on it. Because of it, it is now 1st down and 10 in the CUC red zone on the 19-yard line. Rockford 2 for 3 in the red zone. They've seen a lot of time there this quarter alone as we're under 3 minutes to go now in the first half. Snap here. Carey takes it. Carey rush up the middle. Good gain there as he brings his squad within a few yards of the 1st down marker. Another run here and being brought down for a loss of yardage is Carey. So good play there by the CUC defense. They back up Rockford a little bit. It'll now be 3rd down and 5. No one in the backfield besides Jalen Ray. Jack Carey's out to his right. And now we'll hit the 2-minute warning. So 2-minute warning hits here in River Forest. And that means just like the squad, like the two squads, we're going to take a break here on the Cougar Sports Network as well. Rockford up 24-14 against the Cougars. But they are knocking on the door here in the CUC red zone. Find out what they can do when we're back here on the Cougar Sports Network in just a second. Two minutes remain here in the first half. 2-minute warning is over as Rockford, 3rd down and 5 on the CUC 14 roughly. Man in motion, it is Key. No handoff to him. Ray, though, he gets pressured. He's going to have to roll out, but he finds an open man, and trying to find the pylon is the receiver, and he does. Touchdown for Rockford, courtesy of Charles Parker Jr., senior tight end, and now flags fly. See what the call is on the play. I think it might be excessive celebration. Personal conduct called on Rockford. So something on the celebration that the referees must not have liked. And does not wipe the touchdown, though. So Rockford takes a 30-14 lead. Can make it 31-14 with the PAT here. Aiden Finistad kick is up, and it is good for the point after. That makes it 31-14 in favor of the Regents. And CUC essentially has a 2-minute drill coming up here. A touchdown here is almost a must for the Cougars, as a touchdown would bring it back within 10. Meanwhile, for Rockford, if they can keep CUC off the board, this is a huge lead going into halftime. But the thing for CUC, though, is they do get the ball after half. So if CUC, they can score a touchdown here or just get points on the board even, they can have a chance for a 14-point swing, a 10-point swing, whatever it may be, coming out of halftime, getting the kickoff. So even though right now things are not looking great, a 17-point lead for Rockford, there's a chance that CUC could make a lot out of these next two back-to-back possessions that they are almost guaranteed, unless, of course, something goes drastically wrong in these final minute 52. Both teams, Rockford has all 3 timeouts. And here's a trick play. Troy Pratley back across the field, and Jace Levi out at the end zone. CUC pulling some trickery out of their bag, and it is a huge gain for Jace Levi on the return. So Coach Hankins, Troy Pratley, and Jace Levi pulling a little trick out of their sleeves, and because of it, they have great field positioning. And the best part is that the Cougars, they can start wasting some time now. They don't have to go downfield in a hurry. They only have 1 timeout, granted, but they can easily wipe out the last 142 of this half and still put points up on the board. Flags fly, and that'll blow the play dead. Delay a game on the offense. So that does not help after a beautiful trick play to get CUC excellent field positioning. Delay a game. Backs him up 5 yards. First and 15 now on the Rockford 42. Bosch finds Henry Jones, who's brought down at the original line of scrimmage. Just a check down to pick up some yardage. 90 seconds remain here in the first half. CUC would love a score here to have a chance for a big swing coming out of half. As Colton Bosch, he's just going to flip it. He's brought down. No intentional grounding. You could see one of the referees pointing to Manuel Mendoza, I believe, saying, hey, this was the quote-unquote intended receiver. So CUC able to avoid that, but now they'd have 3rd down and 10 on the 37-yard line. Seeing this drive end in a 3-and-out would be really bad for CUC as Colton Bosch looking, holding on to the ball. Now he's got to escape. Colton Bosch on the move. Bosch still looking. He's going to try and throw it, and it is off the hands of Devin Bledsoe. Great effort out of Colton Bosch to try and just keep that play alive. However, Devin Bledsoe unable to reel it in right out of bounds, and because of it, it is 4th and 10, and CUC in a really tricky position here. Too far for a field goal, too close for a punt, so they're going to go for it here on 4th and 10. They're trying to avoid giving this ball back to Rockford, who has been scoring almost at will so far today. Timeout called by Rockford. They want to talk things over. They know if they get a turnover on downs here, they're going to have over a minute roughly to go downfield and put even more points up on the board. As for Caden Finestead, looking at his field goal numbers, coming into today, of course he does have one today, but coming into today, he was 2 for 4 with his longest being a 28-yarder. So not a ton of distance out of Finestead so far this season, as his kick earlier today, his lone field goal of today was an 18-yarder. So not a ton of distance out of Finestead, but the way that Rockford's been moving the ball today, they just need 1 or 2 plays and they can pick up some massive yardage. But they need to get the ball first. CUC 4th and 10, excuse me. They need to go for 10 for a first. No one in the backfield. Empty set for Colton Bosch. Bosch looking, and he's going to get pressured. Bosch, he throws it down the middle. It's out of reach of Jace Levi. CUC, they want a flag, and they are not going to get it. So a turnover on downs. That is a huge blow to CUC. They would have loved to put some points up and had a chance for a multi-point swing coming out of halftime when they get possession back. Now the defense, they need to stand tall for 1 minute and 3 seconds. Not only is it bad enough CUC wasn't able to put some points up on that 2-minute drill, now they have to avoid Rockford putting more points up going into halftime. It's a 2-possession game as of now. The 3-possession game, excuse me, as Jalen Ray will spike this one. And there's the intentional grounding flag. As the referees still haven't called anything for sure. They look almost uncertain. It looked like intentional grounding. No one was really in the vicinity for Ray. As now the offense backs up. So listening to the conversation between the referees. There it is, intentional grounding on the offense. So that's going to back Rockford up more. They still have 2 timeouts to use, however. So they have plenty of time to get downfield in a hurry here and at least get in maybe field goal range for Finisted. Now another whistle. As Rockford hasn't even gotten a really complete playoff other than the intentional grounding since they got possession back. I haven't seen any flags. And I think they want a adjustment on the clock. 49 seconds it reads. Carey set up directly to the left of Ray. They're going to hand it off as Jack Carey brought down a few yards after the line of scrimmage. Rockford might just be trying to put this clock in play and waste some time. Probably don't. Concordia calls a timeout, so interesting choice here by CUC. Maybe thinking that they could get the ball back somehow, but if you do the math, so it is third down. Rockford has 2 plays left, the 3rd down and the 4th down, so they could easily just about waste the clock out. If things go according to plan for CUC, and they have to go absolutely perfect, they might be able to get 1 play off. Rockford likely just going to try and rush this one out and head into halftime with a nice 17-point lead. 3-possession game. Nothing to be ashamed about with that. Jack Carey set up in the backfield with Ray. He's likely getting the snap here unless Rockford decides to go downfield. They don't. Carey with the snap. Carey, he's brought down. And that's going to do it for the first half as 23 seconds reads the game clock. 37 seconds reads the play clock. Now the game clock will run, and Rockford, they're not even going to really set up here. They start making their way to the sideline. Now here's a flag. Now whistles blow. I have no idea what's going on here. 7 seconds reads the game clock. Rockford didn't even look close to being set up for a play. You doubt they were trying to run a play. Delay a game on Concordia is called. Everything's a little off kilter here in the last 8-10 seconds. A lot of effort to just run the clock out here from Rockford. As we could see their teams leaving the sideline. They still have players on the field. This is extremely odd as Rockford's letting the clock run. And that'll do it for the first half. So Rockford leaves their players on the field behind. They're basically in the locker room. Now the 11 on the field march off as the referee's talking with Coach Tolliver. A lot to unpack here in the final 7 seconds of this half, but they go on by, and because of it, CUC, they got some work to do in the halftime locker room. They are trailing Rockford 31-14 as we head into the second half of the 2024 homecoming game. CUC, they got some work to do, see what they can do here when we come out of the halftime break. But don't go anywhere just yet. We're going to keep the mic rolling during halftime. We have a couple of presentations. The dance team will do their usual halftime routine. And then we also have the Hall of Fame inductees will be marched out, as well as the homecoming king and queen nominees. And I believe they are announcing the winner. So stay tuned to see all the halftime festivities here at homecoming. And then when we're back for some CUC football, Cougars trailing the Regents 31-14. 30 minutes left to play here in River Forest. So we'll see what Coach Hankins and his staff cook up during the halftime break. But until then, please enjoy all of the halftime festivities.
Concordia University Chicago is a Christ-centered Lutheran university where truth, freedom, and vocation form students for lives of influence and service for the common good. Our university offers a wide variety of undergraduate and graduate degree options that are available in person and online. That means we have a program designed for you. Whether you're a high school student, an adult returning to complete your degree, or someone looking to enhance your credentials and prepare for career growth. As a member of this university community, you'll also find support in your spiritual and personal life so you can grow in the faith and discover ways to serve others. To start your next journey with us, visit cuchicago.edu today.
CUC nursing student and choose to stand tall for healing at a university that places Christ at the center and embraces teaching students to live a life fulfilled by purpose and meaning. Concordia University Chicago's new Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree is an innovative and rigorous 4-year program that will prepare you to rise to the daily challenges of a rewarding nursing career and serve a greater cause. Our newly built modern simulation center features 4 distinct spaces, a skills attainment lab, multi-specialty intensive care spaces, a health assessment learning center, and a simulated home environment. Due to our close proximity to many world-class teaching hospitals, CUC's clinical rotations offer an abundance of diverse and real-world experiences. Learn more about earning your BSN at a Christ-centered university today.
Hey, I'm Monica here at Concordia University Chicago, and we're here outside of Concordia Hall. Concordia Hall is the university's newest residence hall, right on the edge of campus, perfect for students who want to explore the nearby downtown of Oak. What works best for them. Every floor is complete with a community lounge and full common kitchen, with a kitchenette, microwave, sink, and refrigerator. The first floor offers the Victory Lounge, connecting to 2 additional residence halls, with no shortage of ways to relax. You're also right next to an open, outdoor plaza, better known as Victory Lane. So now we're here in Concordia Hall's suite-style dorm room, and this is a really nice place to just hang out and chill. And since it's so big, there's plenty of room to spread out and do your homework and just relax. So now making our way into one of the bedrooms, there's plenty of space in this room for you and your roommate. A lot of times students will move the desks so that they've got their separate study space, but my roommate and I, we get along really well, so we can just work together here in the same space. Sometimes I like doing art as well, as you can see by the painting here. It's a 16 by 10 feet space, and most rooms on campus are 10 by 12 feet. So it's really nice to have a little extra space to work with here in Concordia Hall. So this hall is super close to the chapel and the Kennedy Community Center, which has the new Crossroads Dining Hall. So the location is super convenient. And I really love the city scene too. The location here is the closest on campus to the Oak Park River Forest downtown area, which has a ton of great stores and restaurants. Speaking of the city scene, I adore the view from this lounge because you can see the Chicago skyline right there. Concordia Hall at Concordia University Chicago.
Down through the ages, God has called and equipped people to make a real difference in the lives of others. To lead, to heal, to stand tall. For 160 years, Concordia University Chicago has been preparing the next generation of leaders with the wisdom, faith, and values to make an impact in the world. to share the gifts God gave them and answer the call to a life fulfilled by purpose and truth. To be living examples of what it means to live with Christ at the center as we serve others. Because at CUC, we don't run away from adversity. We go towards it. We don't shrink from our faith. We lead with it. We are teachers, caregivers, and musicians, scientists, pastors, and business leaders, unshakable pillars of strength and integrity who serve a cause greater than ourselves. And the world needs us now more than ever. Learn how a degree from Concordia University Chicago can help you be the pillar the world needs to stand for something greater. The only question is, are you ready to stand tall?
Welcome back to Concordia Stadium here on the beautiful campus of Concordia University Chicago as we get set for second half action between the Concordia University Chicago Cougars and the visiting Rockford University Regents. Peter Borkowski here on the Cougar Sports Network and the Regents. Here on CUC's 2024 homecoming game, they have jumped out to a 31-14 point lead after 30 minutes of action. They're being led by their quarterback. I talked about him during the pregame show, how dangerous he is, and Jalen Ray has been proven at 245 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. He's been absolutely lethal for this Rockford squad, receiving touchdowns by McIntosh, Barnes, and Parker. And leading the way on the ground, it is Jack Carey, 16 attempts for 66 yards and a touchdown. Meanwhile, for CUC, their offense has been looking unusually stagnant. This is an offense who is third in the conference right now in points per game, and they are not looking that way so far today. Colton Bosch having himself a really rough half, 2 for 12, 17 points on the 17 yards on the afternoon. Wes Jackson, the leading receiver for CUC, his reception for 12 yards. And the leading rusher for the Cougars is Jace Levi, a 75-yard house call for a touchdown. And Joran Brown, he's got 9 attempts for 67 yards and a touchdown as well. Other than that, whole lot of nothing for this CUC offense as the Rockford kick will go out. So CUC will start this drive on their own 25-yard line. Bosch back out there for the Cougars, looking to improve on a shaky first half of play. And it's going to start with a fake handoff. Colton Bosch able to scrap a yard out of that play. It looked like a delayed handoff to Joran Brown. It looked like they kind of struggled with it too, ran into each other a bit. Bosch able to turn it into a 1-yard gain. It'll be second down and 9 now for CUC. Joran Brown to Colton Bosch's right. He's got a receiver to his left, 3 to his right. As Bosch fakes another handoff. Bosch gets it off, and he's picked off. Colton Bosch throwing up an interception, and now brought down. It is the player who did the deed for Rockford. That is number 33, William Whitty Jr., a sophomore out of Detroit. Colton Bosch was hit hard on the throw, and maybe because of it, he throws up that duck. Whitty picks it off, and Rockford, they got a chance now to add on to a 17-point lead. A already 3-possession game right now in favor of the Regents. They have a chance to make it even more as they are starting with the ball on CUC's own 22-yard line. Jalen Ray back out there for his Regents. He's got Jack Carey. Flag, whistles blow. Offsides called on Rockford, so they're going to have to back up here. First down and 15 now for the Cougars. Jalen Ray looking. He's going to loft one downfield. McIntosh catches it, no problem, and ends up in the end zone, no problem. Daquan McIntosh, touchdown reception number 2 on the day, and Rockford, they're going to up their lead now to 37-14. Make it 38-14 with a good PAT. PAT coming up here for Finnestead. He's been perfect kicking today. He's got a field goal, and he's cashed in on every PAT he's attempted so far. Kick is up and good for Finnestead. So 38-14 is your score now. As you could see the replay on your screen, Ray really didn't put much gas behind that pass. Just kind of lofted it. McIntosh wide open, cutting across the field. And he's able to reel it in, tumble his way into the end zone for a touchdown, and makes it 38-14. 14 minutes remain here. So CUC within a minute of getting the opening kickoff for this half. Turn it over and now give up another touchdown. And this is where we really start to see issues with CUC's squad this year, is that the defense has struggled all year really, as they are today, but usually the offense is there to kind of prop them up and keep them in these games. But today the offense hasn't been there either. Only 14 points up on the board, 167 yards, 150 of which have come on the ground, and most of them from that man right there, Jace Levi, as he's going to try and get his offense jump-started here. Brings it just to the 29-yard line. So CUC, a touchdown here is almost a necessity, as they are watching this game slowly slip away from them more and more. Currently a 24-point game as is. Now we're going to have a timeout here. I believe it is called by CUC, so they're going to talk things over. They know just how big this drive is. So while Coach Hankins and his offense figure it out, we're going to take a break here on the Cougar Sports Network, and when we're back, we'll have more second half action for you. Cougars, they trail 38-14, 13:52 left to go here in the first half. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, 38-14 remains in the third quarter, and now flags fly, blow the play dead. And it's going to be an offensive penalty here on CUC. 5-yard penalty on the offsides by the Cougars offense. And again, they just continue to shoot themselves in the foot here, not helping out their case, trying to get around a Rockford defense that's been really tough so far for CUC to crack. And in motion, it's going to be a handoff. It is Henry Jones, and there's a face mask, and now flags fly. That was visible all the way up here. Napoleon Williams clearly grabbing the mask of Henry Jones Jr. As the referees confer to make sure, and now the announcement from the head ref. So 15-yard penalty on Napoleon Williams, and this could be something for CUC, a team that's really struggled to move the ball today. Maybe this 15-yard penalty is what they needed to get something moving. They now line up on their own 39-yard line. Another handoff, this time to Joran Brown. Brown sidesteps. There's another flag. We'll see what this flag reads. Holding on the offense, so the play is coming back now. Bosch puts Jace Levi in motion. He's looking towards that side. He's going to step through the pocket. Now he's going to look for Levi. Levi, a huge catch. Jace Levi, he's got no one in front of him except the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars! Beautiful pre-snap motion there from Jace Levi, cutting across. And you could tell he was the intended receiver the whole way through. Makes the catch, and CUC, they are back on the board for the first time in what feels like forever. They have 20 points now. They trail by 18. And right now they're set up for a 2-point. They always love to do this, though, as now they move into the typical field goal position. So they have a chance to cut this lead back down to 17. Kick is up, and it is good. So 38-21 is our score. You see on your screen the replay. That's just a beautiful motion by Chase Levi. Almost perfect timing right before the snap, and then just found enough space. Colton Bosch, a great ball to him. And Jace Levi really showing off his speed today. His 75-yard touchdown run, and that play right there, just the acceleration. He's not really known as a speed demon type player, but you give him enough room to run, he's going to make something out of it. He does there. Cougars back within 17 as they get set for the kickoff. Kickoff is going to bounce into the hands of the return man, using his blockers well, and now he's brought down before the 20. That is Jory Washington. So you see good pressure right there to almost bring Washington down right as he made the catch. He's able to make a little noise out of it. Still a negative return if you think about, if he fair catches it or it goes in the end zone, it's a 25-yard line. It starts on the 25-yard line, and right now his team's going to be starting on their own 18. So this is a huge opportunity now for the Cougars. You get a touchdown, you cut it back down to a 17-point game. Still plenty of time left to play here. Over 17 almost 18 minutes of action left. 28 minutes of action left as a wrap-up here for a gain of 2 on the rush by Carey. You have almost 28 minutes left to play still. You're down by 17. You have an offense that has shown that it can light it up, but really it's on that defense now. They need to start getting stops because every time the Cougars put points on the board, the Regents usually respond right away to keep that, 2-game, 3-game possession right where 2-possession, 3-possession game right where it is, as Jose is going to be wrapped up and brought down. Not brought down. Forward progression is called. So a quick third down coming up here for the Regents. Specifically, it is 3rd and 6 on the Regents' own 22-yard line. Crowd making some noise here in River Forest, trying to get this defense hyped up to get a stop here. Jalen Ray looking, swings it out to the wing. It's caught by Carey, and he is down. Was it enough for a first? And they're going to say he was just short. Carey rolled a little bit, but this is not NFL rules where the defense needs to get a touch. And a gutsy play here by coach of the Regents, Tolliver. They're going for it. 4th and 1 on their own 27. This would be a huge stop for CUC. Or are they trying to draw them off? That might be the key, too. 13 seconds left to go on the play clock. CUC, they cannot jump here. That would kill any momentum they have. There is a snap. It will be a play as Ray finds an open man for the first down and then some. Sheldon Barnes wide open up the near sideline. Able to make the catch. Gets down safely to end the play, and his team has got themselves a first down on their 38-yard line. .290 passing yards for Jalen Ray, as well as 4 touchdowns now as he gives the handoff, and a good rush there. That is from Kyrie Jackson. Moving side to side, able to turn and burn up field when he needed to. He makes it a 2nd down and 30. And there's a Cougar. He jumps off, and frustrated with himself is the man who did it. That is Ross McCullough. So he heads off the field now. You can see he's visibly upset with himself. First down and 10 now on the 50-yard line. Ray, handoff to Carey. Carey now busting upfield. He comes just short of a first down. Interesting note here for Rockford. They have not won back-to-back games against the Cougars since 2014-2015. Like I mentioned a few times already, they won last year's matchup between these two squads. So I have a chance to do that back-to-back feat for the first time in almost a decade. They're well on their way to do so. CZ has not been able to get any kind of momentum defensively. And here's a big rush from Carey. Jack Carey all by himself into the end zone. And that is exactly what I'm talking about. Rockford has been able to run wild on CUC offensively. They put another TD up on the board. It is now 44-21 with 8:44 left to go here in the third quarter. Finestead set for another PAT attempt. Kick is up, and it is no good. Wide left. I don't know if a Cougar got a piece of it or not, but still, no PAT there for Finestead. His first miss of the day in general, and it is still going to be a 44-21 point game now. So CUC, they got some work to do. They've come out and let up 2 more scores early in this second half, as they are still struggling to find answers to the Rockford offense. Defensively, though, CUC seems to be figuring out their opponent a little bit more. Nice touchdown pass to Jace Levi last drive. See what they can cook up here on. It's going to be their 3rd drive of the second half. The first one ended with an interception. Henry Jones, Jace Levi, and Randall Bills back as per usual for this CUC return team. Kick to Jace Levi. And is trying to find an opening. He's going to be brought down. Not much on that return. Good tackle by the special teamer Matthew Hill. So Levi, even though it wasn't a ton on the return, he still got his team to their own 32-yard line. So maybe a shorter kick from Finestead helped that out. But the Cougars, they need a touchdown here to just keep up with this Rockford team. Every drive, CUC doesn't score a touchdown, the bigger this deficit is going to get the way Rockford's been scoring. Colton Bosch, he's got room to run, and he's going to take it, and he's now brought down. A very short gain for Colton Bosch. Primary man on the tackle for Rockford was number 90. That is Bryson Marshall, freshman out of Chicago. Empty backfield for Colton Bosch. He's got 4 to his left, and he's going to swing this out to Henry Jones. Jones now going to try and use that speed, and Henry Jones does use that speed. He is well into Rockford territory, as that is the goal with Henry Jones. When he gets that ball, however he gets that ball, he is such an electric speedster. He's going to get you some good yards after catch, as long as he's got a couple gaps to exploit. He does there. He's got his team in Rockford territory. Colton Bosch, oh my goodness, big hit there by Bryson Marshall, busting through the CEC offensive line, and that's going to back the Cougars up to their own 42-yard line, 47-yard line. There we go. Massive hit from Bryson Marshall. And it's going to be a 2nd down and 19. Bosch looking, fades some pressure, and now Bosch, he's going to find a wide open Henry Jones. Jones, he's got the first down, able to fall forward for a few more yards. But good movement from Colton Bosch. He evades pressure, and then all he has to do is find a wide open Henry Jones. As the CUC offense, they seem to be clicking now. They are moving downfield at a steady pace here. And Rockford, they're going to have to talk things over the way CUC's moving downfield. They call a timeout. That'll be their first of the half, and we're going to take a timeout here in the booth as well. And when we come back, CUC, they're marching downfield as they trail the Rockford Regions 44-21, 6:34 left to go here in the third quarter. We'll be back in just a minute on the Cougar Sports Network. CUC back out onto the field after the Rockford timeout, talking things over with their defense as CUC's offense is picking up some steam here. They're still down by 23, however. As Bosch takes a low snap. Bosch, he's got pressure, and now on the move he throws just out of reach of Manuel Mendoza. Colin Bosch has looked really good when moving so far today. Hasn't had a ton of completions out of it, but he's able to just stay on his feet and get that ball within range of his receiver. That throw is a little low to Mendoza, but still, the fact that Bosch kept the play alive, avoided getting sacked, and still made somewhat of a play out of it is impressive out of the sophomore. As he will now fake a handoff. He's going to keep this one himself. Up the gut. Brought down. Primary man in on the tackle was number 88. Is Jarrett Redmond. So it'll be 3rd and 5 now for the Cougars. Cougars 1 for 5 on 3rd down conversions so far today. As they're trying to almost look like they drew Rockford offsides there. They didn't. On the season, 36.6% conversion rate on the 3rd down for CUC. That is 7th best in the conference. See if they can do it here. And here's a pass. It's caught by Henry Jones. They do. 3rd down conversion for CUC. Keeps the drive alive. As they are within 10 yards of a touchdown. First down and 9. As here's a throw. Batted down. Good defense out of the free safety, Tommy Jones. Able to just take a hack at that ball. Knocks it down. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 9. So you see getting the calls in from the sideline. The Cougars coming into today 81.3% score rate in the red zone. That is 2nd best in the conference so far today. They are 0 for 2, however. See what they can do with trip number 3 here. Bosch drops all the way back. He has to dump it. And a big hit. The ball is loose, and the Cougars jump back on it. But that was Jace Levi. Bosch had to dump it off to avoid a big sack, and then Levi got absolutely hit-sticked. Lost the ball, however, the Cougars able to jump back on top of it. So it'll be 3rd down now. They're saying it was still on the 9-yard line. So CUC, really no damage coming out of that play. 3rd down and goal, 9 yards to go. 5:17 reads the game clock. Less than 3 seconds to go on the play clock. They get the snap off in time. Bosch looking. He finds Devin Bledsoe off his hands. No flag on the play. Clean breakup by Rockford. And with 9 yards still to go to the goal line, CUC, they're going to keep the offense out there. They know field goals just are not going to cut it the way Rockford's been scoring the football. As now they are going to bring out the field goal unit it took Coach Hankins a second to bring him out. So CUC, they're going to go for 3 here. This would cut it down to a 20-point game. The snap and the kick is up, and it is good. So Ryan Hour knocks in 3, and CUC 26-yarder for Ryan Hour makes it a 44-24-point game. But here comes the Rockford offense once more. Looking at some of their stats so far, with still 5:12 left to go here in the third quarter. Rockford, 404 total yards, 297 of those are passing, the other 107 rushing. 15 first downs. They're 3 for 4 on fourth down conversions. They've ran 48 total plays, averaging just under 8.5 yards per play. And they are 3 for 4 in the red zone. They've held onto the ball for nearly 9 minutes longer than the Cougars have, excuse me. And that's really a key difference here, as CUC, they're bringing out a different punter for this kick. And it's a short kick, and it's downed by Carey. And on the kick was Diego Marquez, freshman kicker out of Berwyn. Don't know what the intention was there. As Rockford with the ball now at their own 38-yard line. Try and keep this momentum going for their offensive squad. They can hit 50 points on this drive. Carey moves side to side. Now he's going to bust up field. Almost gets away, but CUC able to wrap him up on that last man, really. Slows him down. Now they bring him down. That could have been a big run for Carey. It is enough for a first down, however. First down and 10 on Rockford's 48-yard line. CUC's 48, excuse me. Carey takes the snap, finds a hole up the middle, and gets enough for a first down. So Rockford moves the chains. They got a fresh set of downs to work with here. Play here gets Rockford to second down and 7. Carey, that rush really goes nowhere. He's able to pick up a few. So it'll be a third down now. CUC trying to get a stop here. Rockford has scored on both their drives so far in this second half. And Cougar, he jumps. Free play here for Jalen Ray. He's going to uncork one as he takes a big hit, and that ball is caught by no one. Big jumble of bodies going up for it. No one comes down with it, but Rockford likely moving upfield due to a penalty on CUC. Rockford's offense as a whole so far today. Looking at their drives, they have scored a touchdown. They've scored points, period, on all their drives except 4 so far. A punt in the first quarter, turnover on downs in the first quarter, and then the quarter ending in the second quarter, and then this drive they obviously have not scored yet. And of those other drives, those other 7, they've scored a touchdown on 6 of them with just 1 field goal. So this is a Rockford offense who's been so efficient today. However, they really get nothing out of that drive. Kyrie Jackson, too much side to side. He's brought down right at the yard marker for a gain of nothing. Second down and 10. Ball is on the CUC 28. Low snap. Ray makes the snag. Now Ray into the end zone, and into the end zone is Daquan McIntosh. For McIntosh, it'll complete the hat trick, touchdown catch number 3 on the day for number 2 in white, as Rockford up 50-24 now. They have a chance to make it a 27-point game with the PAT here. Finstead missing the last kick. And there's a personal conduct penalty on Rockford after the touchdown. It'll be enforced on the kickoff. Meanwhile, Finstead still gets ready for the PAT. Less than 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. That kick is up, and it is good. It's a wobbly kick, but it's good enough. And so Rockford, 51-24 is their lead. Less than 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. And as we prepare for the kickoff, we're going to take a break here on the Cougar Sports Network. And when we come back, CUC gets the ball back. They still got their work cut out for them, trailing Rockford by 27. Well, more for you in just a second when we're back on the Cougar Sports Network. Kickoff here from the Regent. Because of the personal conduct penalty, they'll be kicking off from their own 20-yard line. So CUC, they have a chance for some really good positioning here. As the kick is up, and it'll be Jace Levi in on the return. Levi, he's already at the 40-yard line. Now he's brought down right past the 40-yard line. So again, while it wasn't a great return out of Levi just because of the penalty, CUC does have some good field positioning here to make some noise. Ball will start on CUC's 42-yard line. 2:51 left to go here in the third. Bosch across the middle to Jones. Jones, his knee touched, so he's going to just go down. 2nd and 4 now. Clock still running, less than 2.5 to play here in the third quarter of play. As Jackson moves over to the right side. Now it would be a blocker for Drawn Brown. There's a fumble. Cougars jump on top of it. Again, another fumble from CUC that they're able to recover. It didn't quite catch. It was either Jalen Franklin or Ezekiel Pearson jumping onto the fumble. I think it was Jalen Franklin, if my memory serves me right. So CUC 3rd down and 3 to go. Little bobble of the snap there. Now Bosch looking for Bledsoe, just out of reach. And there's a flag, however. There's a pair of flags. Devin Bledsoe within a couple inches of making that snag. And pass interference. The man closest to Bledsoe was Latarius Mackey. So CUC would have likely been a touchdown for Bledsoe, but they are going to take the PI, and they move now into plus territory on Rockford's 36. Bosch watches out for one tackler. Now he's going to flip it. Here's Bledsoe. Bledsoe, he's got a first down, and he's brought down by a pair of tacklers. It was Joey Alvarez as well as Napoleon Williams bringing down the 6'3" Devin Bledsoe, who is just a massive target. Coach Hinkins has talked about him before in our Coach's Weekly series, how he's just a really nice safety blanket due to his size. He's able to reel in those tough catches. And here's a swing out to Henry Jones. Jones looking for some space. He shrugs off a tackler and falls down. Here's a flag now. That was Nasir Lamar who Jones bumped off. And now we'll see what the flag is. Still waiting for the call. Foul is on Rockford. So CUC, they decline the penalty. No, they don't. Excuse me. The penalty is going to move them up. I was trying to figure out if it was added on to the reception and run by Jones, or if it was pre-snap. It is added on. Just took the yard marking crew a second. First down and goal now for CUC on the 9-yard line. Handoff here, and rushing ahead is Booba Henson. First rush of the day for number 8 in gold, and he makes it a good one. Booba Henson, who's really the secondary back behind Joran Brown. A very different player from Joran Brown. He's smaller, but he's very, very shifty. As he stays in the backfield, he's going to take another rush, and Booba Henson, he gets stood up, not able to fall into the end zone. He was right there. Again, Henson is not the biggest of players. 5'8", 155 junior out of Potosi, Missouri. And he got stood up there. Now the Cougars, they're going to go for a tush push as Bosch is pushed forward. There's a flag on the play. One ref puts up the touchdown sign. See what the other one does. Looks like this one might be coming back. Still waiting for confirmation on the touchdown. And it's a flag on the defense, and it is declined. Then that means it's a CUC touchdown as the tush push works for the Cougars, able to get Colton Bosch in there, and they make it a 51-30 point game. Good work by Booba Henson in the red zone to get his team right there. And then Colton Bosch as the Cougars go for 2 with Troy Pratley, and he's brought down. Joey Alvarez along with Maddox Rigsby. So the 2-pointer is no good for CUC, but Colton Bosch, thanks to some help from his friends, he gets by and makes it 51-30. As Again, all eyes are going to be on the CUC defense now. This CUC offense, they've found their stride. Only 14 points they put up in the first half. They've now surpassed that mark in the third quarter alone with 16 scored. So the offense, they've found their groove, but this defense is still getting beat almost every drive by the Regents. They are going to need not just one, they're going to need a couple of stops here at the end of this third quarter / the fourth quarter if they want any chances of making up what is right now a 3-touchdown game. Ryan Hour kickoff to the 30-yard marker, and Jack Carey's brought down. That kickoff landed basically on the 30, the number 30 on the field, the near side one. And then Jack Carey able to bring it up for another 10 yards or so. Rockford, this drive will start at their 40-yard line. Again, only 3 of their drives so far have not ended in a touchdown or points scored, as Carey, he's been a big reason for that, up the middle for a 6-yard gain. So far on the game, Carey is now up to 144 rushing yards, along with a pair of touchdowns. And that is where his stat line is going to stand as we head into the break. CUC, they have 15 minutes to make up 21 points. Meanwhile, Rockford, they have the ball. They can add on to that lead. So we'll see what happens when we're back here after a quick break. And then we'll have the final 15 minutes of regulation for you. CUC down 51-30 here in the 2024 homecoming game. We'll be back on the Cougar Sports Network in just a second. $15 minutes to go here in regulation. As Rockford has the ball, it's second down. The handoff and up the gut. And it is enough for a first down. Peter Borkowski still on the Cougar Sports Network with you. CUC trailing 51-30 here in the 2024 homecoming game. The offense has started to find their groove here in the second half, but this defense just has no solution for Jalen Ray, Jack Carey, and players like that. William Key, who finds the sideline for a first down. $14-15 left to go. First down and 10 on CUC's 39. Ray puts a man in motion, and it'll be a handoff to Carey. And Carey finds some room, breaks a couple tacklers. Jack Carey, it's a race to the end zone. He's going to win it. Third touchdown of the day for Jack Carey. And it is now 57-30, Rockford lead. Jack Carey continues an impressive day out of the backfield. It took him a bit to get going, but now he's just peeling off big run after big run, as he is now at 188 total yards for 3 touchdowns. As Caden Finistad set for another PAT. Kick is up, and it is good. And so 58-30 is our score here. But shouldn't mention that, yes, it is the homecoming game, but this is also an important week in the world of athletics, as it is the 5th annual Student Athlete Mental Health Week, and Concordia University Chicago is proud to participate in the Instrumental Week. It is a week founded by the Helinski's Hope Foundation as an effort to raise mental health awareness, destigmatize mental illness, and provide quality resources to student athletes nationwide. The Helinski's Hope Foundation was founded in 2018 to honor the life of Tyler Helinski, a quarterback for Washington State football who died by suicide yet never showed any signs of depression or struggle, as CUC joins 210 other colleges and universities to join them this week and honor and remember Tyler Helinski and all those we've lost in a fight for a future full of hope. As all of the athletic contests throughout the week here at CUC have been green out theme. That is the color of the Helinski's Hope. The scoreboard currently colored green with the Helinski's Hope logo on either side of the time marker. So it's been just a really big week here, as that ball is going to roll into the end zone for a touchback. It's been homecoming week. It's been student athlete mental health week. Of course, in terms of all the homecoming festivities throughout the week, homecoming court was announced at halftime. There's the golf outing yesterday. A pair of soccer games here tomorrow, men's and women's, their homecoming games. A lot going on this week here on the campus of Concordia University Chicago, and this football game a part of it. However, it's not been going the way of the Cougars. Colin Bosch, he's got pressure by 3 white jerseys as he throws this ball out of bounds in the direction of Henry Jones, so he avoids the intentional grounding, but it will bring up 2nd and 10, CUC on their own 25-yard line. Bosch, empty set for CUC. As Jace Levi moves over Bosch, you can see him looking for Levi. He looks too long. He's wrapped up and brought down by a fellow sophomore, Joey Alvarez. That is a huge sack for Alvarez. And that's going to make it 3rd down and 18. Excuse me, 23 for CUC. No, 3rd down and 18. There we go. So 3rd down and 18 for the Cougars. They have a long ways to go. They're going to have to do it through the air. As you can see, Rockford ready to bring the pressure. They do. Immediate pressure. Bosch escapes it. Bosch still on his feet. He gets rid of it to avoid anything terrible. And now going nowhere is Wesley Jackson. Gets a couple yards out of it, but that's really it. As it is, it's going to bring up 4th down and the punt unit for CUC. Vanderplow back to punt for the Cougars. Pair of punts for 73 yards for Vanderplow. This one almost blocked. It's a low punt as CUC is going to just stop it themselves with Louis Mobley. CUC unable to get that ball on Rockford's side of the field, as it's still on the CUC territory side of the 50. .11 to go here in the fourth quarter. CUC trailing by 28. Hand off to Jack Carey as he's going to continue his big day with another big run. It's his squad within a yard line of a first down, as Jack Carey is well on his way to a 200-yard rushing day. After that carry, he should only be about 3 yards away, as he gets a first down here. First down and 10. CUC on their 34-yard line. Ray will let Carey take another carry, and he's brought down for a loss of 1. Good penetration there by the CUC front line. As Rockford, they seem content to just let Jack Carey rack up his yards now. Keep this clock moving. They have a nice 28-point lead as a cushion. So as long as they don't start turning this ball over, it's just a matter of CUC running out of time. Here, and Jalen Ray will keep this one himself. He'll awkwardly slide for a gain of 8, excuse me. There is a flag, however, as we see some players involved in some extracurriculars here. And misconduct on the CUC defense, so it's going to be a first down now for Rockford. At least that's what the head ref said. And now the yard markers move. So CUC unable to really slow down this Rockford offense, and they're not helping themselves out. It's going to be first and 10 within the CUC red zone. Rockford on the strike here. As Ray fakes a handoff to Carey. Now he's going to look for Carey in the air, and Carey, he gets hit. No flag. There is one in the backfield. No flag on the play downfield. A little surprising. Marvin Rushing never looked at the ball. He was focused in on Carey, even gave him a little hit. But CUC does get charged with roughing the passer. And it'll be another first down for Rockford. So CUC even, they thought might have gotten away with a PI there. Instead they get tagged with roughing the passer as things continue to go Rockford's way. It was on Ross McCullough. As Ray will hold it, scramble out, and now Ray throws it away before Trayvon Thomas got there. It's a good pressure by number 44 in gold and maroon. Now there's a flag down here. Rockford's going to be moving back. Unsportsmanlike conduct on number 6 for Rockford. That is DJ Jefferson, unless we'll have to see who exactly this was on. I believe the ref said number 6. DJ Jefferson is listed as a defensive back, however. So we'll wait for the official ruling in the scorebook. The two teams head back out to the field. It is second down and goal, but the goal is a far way off for Rockford. That ball is on the 21-yard line. Second and 21 now. And off here to Carey. He'll rush up for a few. More than a few, actually. Nice strong rush there by Jack Carey. It'll now be third down. Third down and 16. CUC trying to get a stop here in the red zone. Ray looking, he slings this one towards the back corner. Great catch, but he's out of bounds. That was an amazing catch by Blake Winters, but he was already out of the end zone by the time he reeled it in. So it'll bring up fourth down, and it'll bring out the kicking unit. This is looking to be about a 33-ish yarder for Caden Finstead, which is the longest we'll have seen from him this season. The kick is up, and it is good. Caden Finstead nails the kick, and Rockford now at 61 points. They lead the Cougars by 31. 9:27 left to play here in regulation. Instead, that will now be his longest field goal of the season. He was previously 0 for 2 on field goals, 30 to 39 yards in distance. That one a 33-yarder officially measured. But continuing our discussion of Mental Health Week here at CUC, nearly 25% of collegiate athletes have reported clinically relevant levels of depressive symptoms, while 6.3% of collegiate student athletes meet the criteria of clinically significant depression. According to the NCAA, the number of student athletes reporting mental health concerns is 1.5 times higher than before COVID-19, while less than half of student athletes feel comfortable personally seeking support from a mental health provider on campus. And that is what great organizations like Helinski's Hope is for, is to really start destigmatizing the issue of mental health and getting those who need help the help they need. And CUC proud to be one of the over 200 schools in the nation across all levels of the NCAA who are supporting this great cause. Heading into the third quarter, we had a moment where everyone in the crowd put 3 fingers up in the air. 3 is a really symbol of Helinski's Hope Foundation. That was the number that Tyler Helinski himself wore. So great to see a great cause being repped at CUC, as here back on the football field, Colton Bosch finds Henry Jones Jr. a large reception downfield. We've seen that connection almost hit a couple times already today, but that's the first time that Jones was able to reel in the catch. He's had a few big drops so far. Makes the snag there. And it is now 1st and 10 on Rockford's 31. And here's Booba Henson. He still's got the ball, and now he's knocked out. First down for CUC after the big rush from Booba Henson. Cougars getting the signs from the sideline as now the play clock goes. 38 seconds it reads. Less than 9 minutes to play here in regulation. Bosch looks downfield. He gets rid of it before he is sacked, and there is a receiver, and being brought down is Devin Bledsoe. Good run there from Devin Bledsoe. Gets the ball to the 10-yard line. 2nd down and 3. So you see 10 yards away from punching it in. Bosch looking. Bosch has Alvarez right in his face. He puts up a huge deep ball, and it is dropped in the end zone. But there is a flag, a pair of flags. Jace Levi, the intended receiver, not able to reel it in, but assuming these are against Rockford, he's able to draw a penalty for his team. The ref gets on the loud system now. Interference on the defense. And it'll be an automatic first down for the Cougars. First and goal on the 3-yard line. Booba Henson in the backfield, and it'll be a handoff. Henson tries to go head first. He's going to be brought down. There is another flag, though, on the near sideline. Illegal formation on the offense, so Cougars are going to be backed up. They'll have to replay first down. These two teams have combined for over 200 penalty yards. Rockford with 13 for 125. CUC, they'll be at 12 once that last one is counted for over 90 yards. And Bosch looking, puts it up towards the corner of the end zone. Wes Jackson, did he get in? He did! Wes Jackson, 3rd touchdown in the last 2 games, and that's going to be a touchdown, Cougars! Wes Jackson continues to be one of the favorite targets of Colton Bosch as of late. And he gets his team up to 36 points with Ryan Auer having a chance to make it 37 here. Kick from Auer is up, and it is more than good. As Wes Jackson bringing in the touchdown. You see the replay now. That ball just floated into the corner by Colton Bosch. And Wes Jackson, who he himself came into CUC as a quarterback, has really gone all over the field, has found himself a nice spot at home as the number 1 tight end. 6'1", 205 pounds. He goes up, brings it down. And CUC now trails by 24 points, meant to say. So we'll have to see 7:27 left to go. CUC looks like they'll go for what kind of kickoff they go for here is going to be the question. And it's going to be an onside attempt here by CUC. At least that's the way it looks. They got an all-hands team out on the near sideline with guys like Devin Bledsoe, Chase Levi, Troy Prattley. Ball needs to go at least 10 yards. This kick, and it bounces into the hands, and falling on it was Blake Winters. So Rockford will get the ball, and really can't fault CUC for going for that play. The way that Rockford's been scoring the ball, if they got it back, they'd likely be able to put even more points up on the board. So CUC trying something risky. Doesn't work out. Rockford now has the ball on the Cougars 49. Snap here. William Key almost gets brought down. Now he's brought down in the backfield. In on the first attempt was Jordan Lacey, not able to reel him down, and then Marvin rushing in to clean it up. Tackle for loss. As the clock continues to run, it'll be 2nd down and 14 now, as you can tell Rockford, they're probably going to be rushing a lot more. They just want to kill as much time as possible. You know, CUC, they got 24 points to go before they can even tie this one up. Jack Carey sent out. Jalen Ray, he's going to find Carey. No one's covering him. And Jack Carey is going to have a 1st down. He's wrapped up and eventually brought down by 33 and gold, Caleb Kennedy. Jack Carey going in motion before the snap. No Cougar defender picked him up. And because of it, he's able to get the 1st down. Ball on the CUC 35. Handoff here, and tumbling his way for a nice chunk of yardage is Kimarion Richardson. Haven't called his name yet. He's listed as the number 2 back behind Carey. As he checks out, Jory Washington will now enter the backfield behind Jalen Ray. Less than 5.5 to play here in regulation. Rockford starting to eat up as much of the game clock as possible. Here's a handoff to Washington, and he's going to be brought down. Not much of anything on that drive by Jory Washington. As we have less than 5 minutes to go now, it'll be 3rd down and 2 for the Regents on the 27-yard line. Some defense chants coming from the crowd here at Concordia Stadium. Good crowd on hand to support the Cougars, as here's a deep pass in the end zone and broken up cleanly by Jonathan Ungst, who he's having himself a nice day at cornerback. And that'll bring up 4th down. Cougars aren't done yet, however. The Regents in 4th down territory. too close for a punt, too far for a field goal. And when you're up by 24, why not go for it? Try to really bury the knife. They got 2 yards to go for a first down. Ray, quick throw, quick completion to McIntosh for the first down. And that'll keep the drive alive, which means that Rockford can waste even more time off this scoreboard. Clock about to strike 4 minutes. 4 p.m. here in River Forest, meant to say. This game hitting that 3-hour mark. It's been a lot of points scored as Jory Washington trying to find some space around the corner. There is a flag down right around where the ball was snapped. So no call on the play. Flag brought back. Regents receiving the signs from their coaching staff on the sideline. Just trying to get chunk play after chunk play, keep this clock running as they're going to try and go through the air. Across the middle, there's McIntosh again. Daquan McIntosh reeling in touchdown number 4 on the day. As he has been an unstoppable force in the receiving core for Rockford. Again, remember at the very top I mentioned that he was not listed on the depth chart for Rockford. So there's a question if he was even going to appear, and boy, has he appeared so far. He scored the very first touchdown of the day, and now he might have just scored the last. 3:08 remaining in the game as the kick is up, and it's blocked. Good job by the CUC special teamers. They're blocking that kick. Won't really mean too much at the end of the day, but see the replay here, and McIntosh, it's really where he's lived and breathed, is across that middle. Just a slant, and Jalen Ray able to find him for touchdown number 4 on the day for McIntosh. Touchdown number 6 on the day for Jalen Ray. What an impressive day out of the senior. 374 yards, 6 touchdowns, interception, and he's doing it at a 76% completion rate. Again, he came in as the most accurate quarterback in the NAC, 69% completion rate coming into today. That is the best in the conference. And he's showing why. Not only is he putting up a ton of yards and touchdowns, he's doing it accurately. As it is now 67-37. Kick off here from Finstead, and Jace Levi will watch that bounce in the end zone. So the Rockford defense, they're already on the field. They're ready to go. One more stop from them, and that'll likely seal the deal. And we just have 3 minutes and 8 seconds to play. The deal, honestly, might already be sealed as they're up by 30. CUC, they're going to need some miraculous play here. They're going to need miracle after miracle to pull this off as they're looking downfield. And Booba Henson not able to reel it in. It was in his hands, and then it was not in his hands. And so drop ball. As we're going to need to reset the game clock here. Bosch looking. He's going to fire this one into the Rockford bench. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 10. At this rate, CUC might get another possession back just because of how much time's left on the clock. They go 3 and out here. 2:55 remains in regulation. You know, CUC's going to have to go downfield here. They need at least 10. Bosch looking, hands it off to Henson, delayed handoff, and Booba Henson will zigzag his way for a 1st down. So Cougars, their drive stays alive. Bosch looking, now he'll off this one. Devin Bledsoe covered up, but it doesn't matter. Devin Bledsoe just babied that defender, drew a flag as well, as Bledsoe was all draped up by DJ Jefferson. It doesn't matter. Bledsoe makes the catch behind his back. Now he's tapping his helmet to say he mossed him. I don't know if it was a moss exactly, but he did just baby DJ Jefferson. A nice catch for Devin Bledsoe. My goodness. And it gets the Cougars downfield in a hurry. Bosch. He's going downfield for Wes Jackson. Jackson makes the grab for a touchdown. Wes Jackson, 2nd TD of the day, and that means it's a Concordia touchdown. 4 touchdowns in just 2 games for Wes Jackson, as he is starting to form a nice connection with this fellow sophomore in Colton Bosch. And the CUC back within 24. It can make it 23 with a good PAT here. They're going to go for 2, in fact. Colton Bosch looking across the middle, and it's into the hands of Jace Levi for the 2-point conversion. As you see the replay of the Wes Jackson touchdown. Again, Colton Bosch just floating these 50-50 balls up in the air, and Wes Jackson coming down with them. Very impressive out of the sophomore who came in as a quarterback and has transitioned to tight end and has looked really good while doing it as well. So Cougars, they go for 2. They convert. They're now down by 22 as they're going to try an onside kick again here. Cougars talking things over with special teams coordinator Sevi Lubril, who is an alumni of this football squad himself. Try and go for the onside kick once more. If they get it, things do become interesting. for 1 on onside attempts so far this game. As now Rockford, I believe, will call timeout. They do. So Rockford calling a timeout. They want to talk things over as they want to make sure that they have everything sewed up going into these final 2 minutes and 16 seconds. CUC does have a pair of timeouts and the 2 minute break, 2 minute warning, excuse me. So things aren't completely over. Now, if Rockford is able to get their hands on this kick, then things likely are done for CUC. But a successful onside kick here, things will become very interesting for the Cougars, who their offense has really clicked here. 31 points in this second half after scoring only 14 in the first. Reinauer gets set. Here's the attempt. Takes a couple bounces, and CUC snags it, but it does not go over the 10-yard mark. So it'll be Rockford's ball. Jace Levi snagging it before it went out of bounds. Just a last-ditch effort. That ball was headed towards the CUC bench. Would have gone out before the 10-yard line. So Rockford with the ball here, and they just need to waste 2 minutes and 16 seconds, and they have got themselves a win here in River Forest. Rockford 2-2, 0-2 so far on the season. So this will be their first conference win, second win over CUC in as many years, a feat they have not accomplished since 2014, 2015. They have a chance to do it here in 2023, 2024. They just got to avoid any catastrophic play for the final 2:16. Rockford now committing a penalty, so they're going to have to back themselves up. But a couple of handoff, couple of good rushes, and that's really going to be it. CUC could probably get possession back due to their timeouts. As here's a pass out to the wing, and getting back to the original line of scrimmage was Blake Winters. Rockford, they're back in action next weekend. A date at Aurora University. Always a tough task for whoever's involved. As Aurora, there's a reason that they are projected to win this conference. Meanwhile, CUC, their next game is also a week from today. They're taking a trip to the team who is projected second behind Aurora, St. Norbert College. That game's set for a 1 p.m. start time as well. So these two teams have some tough tasks ahead of them next weekend. And it looks like Rockford will be the one who's got some momentum going into their next match. Teams working their way back out after the official timeout. Again, Rockford, a couple rushes here, and that'll be about it. First down, and this is game for Rockford, essentially, as someone jumps, and now flag flies. We'll get a confirmation on who was first. And it's on the defense. Ross McCullough again. He had a crucial one earlier. Second down and 3 now for Rockford. 2 minutes. The scoreboard still reads. Handoff here to Carey, and Carey, he's got a first down. And Carey, he's got some more than a first down. He finds the pylon for a touchdown. Jack Carey, how about touchdown number 4 on the afternoon? And it is a 73-45 ball game. As Finstead is set for another PAT here. Kick is up and flags fly on it. The PAT will stand. On the CUC defense, penalty was declined, so the PAT still good. As you can see the replay here, and Jack Carey just able to bust out and get away from any tackler. He only had touchdown number 4 to his resume today. Coming into today, he had 4 touchdowns total on the season. So he has doubled his touchdown production on the season in this match alone, or with this match in mind. He's now up to 8 on the year. Kick here from Finstead. Jace Levi on the return. Levi trying to find a hole. He's brought down after the 25-yard line. Decent return for Jace Levi. And that'll give his offense the ball with 1:45 to play here in the regulation. New running back in the backfield for CUC. It is the senior Jordan Garcia, and quarterback is Troy Prattley, as Prattley's going to keep it himself. Evades one tackler, still on his feet. Troy Prattley, nice run there for a first down as he gets shoved down to the ground out of bounds. That's a big pile up on Troy Prattley. Prattley, a senior on the CUC squad, 2023 NAC honorable mention as a quarterback, punter, and defensive back. A little Swiss Army knife, Taysom Hill type player for CUC. Coach Hankins loves using him as a kind of 1B quarterback who will come in for some specialty plays. As here's a fumble, and Prattley will jump on it. The handoff to Jordan Garcia did not go so well. Ball was on the ground. And that's going to back up the Cougars a fair bit. Prattley looking. Prattley a dart, and it's tipped, and nothing comes of it, getting his hands on it, and now with his hands on his head was Bryson Marshall. Almost got an interception himself, almost forced an interception for his teammate, and instead Rockford came up with nothing. It is now 3rd down and 16 for the Cougars. And Prattley will keep it himself, gets away from Marshall, and he is fallen on by a pair of white jerseys. Gavin Welling as well as Matthew Hill. And so 4th down and 6, CUC, why not? They're going to go for it. Bradley snap, he's going to have to throw, and instead he's just going to keep it for a second. Now he throws, and he finds a receiver for a 1st down in Manuel Mendoza. Clock will stop while they reset the yard markers. Or might stop period, as I believe Chase Hankins calling a timeout here. He still has 2. He does. So Chase Hankins using one of his final 2 timeouts. 23 seconds remain on the clock as CUC trying to end this note on somewhat of a positive note. Trying to end this day on somewhat of a positive note. Again, CUC, things do not get any easier going into next weekend. A trip to St. Norbert College, who was the projected number 2 team in the conference in the preseason poll. And trying to make a little noise at the end of this homecoming day here at Concordia University, Chicago. Bradley looking, and he finds a receiver who is shoved out of bounds. On the reception was Dominic Jolly, a running back out of South Bend, Indiana. Home, of course, of Fighting Irish Notre Dame. As Concordia will use their final timeout, just trying to give some of these other players out on the field right now a chance to make some noise here. We're starting to see some jersey numbers we don't normally see in these games. As you see down by 29 points with 12 seconds to go. Maybe work on some final things before they head into that SNC matchup next weekend. The same St. Norbert College, who beat this Rockford squad 40-30 last weekend. Prattley looking. Prattley's going to step up, and he's going to sling this one downfield, and it's going to be dropped by the defender as there are 5 seconds left on the clock. Almost coming away with a pick was Bernard Johnson. Prattley throwing up a prayer, seeing if something will go here in the last couple of seconds, and getting nothing out of it. Now he's got 5 seconds to go to try and make one more play. Empty set for the Cougars. Prattley across the middle finds Henry Jones. See what Henry Jones can do here, as he's just going to be surrounded and pushed out, and that'll do it for us here in River Forest. The Cougars on the 2024 homecoming game drop this one 74-45. Let's look over some of the final statistics from this afternoon. In terms of team stats, Rockford putting up 638 total yards of offense, CUC 519. Red zone wise, Rockford going 5 for 6 in the red zone, CUC just 3 for 4 in time of possession. That was a big one. Rockford 34 minutes and 14 seconds, CUC 22 minutes and 1 second. That's usually a battle if the Cougars win. However, they're unable to do so today. As for player stats, Jalen Ray leading the way for Rockford, 26 for 34, 374 total yards for 6 touchdowns and an interception, 76 completion rate for Ray. In terms of receiving-wise, it was Daquan McIntosh, 138 yards for 4 touchdowns. And also receiving touchdowns, Sheldon Barnes as well as Charles Parker, And rushing-wise, the big story was Jack Carey, 248 rushing yards for 4 touchdowns. the only player with a rushing touchdown for Rockford. As for CUC, passing-wise, Colton Bosch, 291 yards on 14 for 32 passing. That is a 44 completion rate. Trio of touchdown passes for Bosch, as well as one interception. Receiving-wise, Henry Jones, 127 yards, a 44-long-yard reception, helping that statistic out. Receiving touchdowns coming from Wesley Jackson. He had 2, and then Jace Levi with 1. And rushing-wise, Jace Levi and Jordan Brown with a touchdown each. Levi leading the way with a 75-yard rush. That was his only rush of the day, and it made sure he had the most rushing yards on the day as well. As maybe some extracurriculars after the game at center field. As now they break things up. But that is how we got to where we are now. Rockford walking away with a 74-45 win in CUC's homecoming day. Want to make sure to thank everyone who made this Cougar Sports Network production possible. Our spotters for the day, Dave Dimeling and Tyler Dorsch. Alan Mateo working on participation. Our camera people for the day, Luciana Moran Cruz, Lindley Southern, and Sasha Gonzalez. Jessica Gang and Abby Kulig are 2 producers. Sebastian Miller on the field taking photos, and Ashley Schroll working the video board. We are under the direction of our graduate assistant, Sydney Lloyd, our assistant sports information director, Corey Welch, and our sports information director, Kayla McLeod. One more time, CUC dropping the 2024 homecoming game 74-45 versus Rockford University. They'll be back in action at 1 p.m. next Saturday, 8 at St. Norbert College. Coverage for that game can be found on our website, cucougars.com. But until then, this is Peter Borkowski signing off of the Cougar Sports Network and wanting to say, as always, go Cougars.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's Concordia University Chicago Cougars Athletics broadcast. We hope to see you on campus very soon. If you would like to learn more about what Concordia Chicago has to offer, go to cuchicago.edu.